Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. About 2 videos ago, I made a video going through the brakes. Because if I were to use them, they skip forwards and push the, they turn the pedals forward. Which is annoying because the brakes are connected to my clutch. So if this kicks forwards, my clutch gets locked in and I can't do anything about it. Well, me going through the brakes did absolutely nothing. Because same thing happened again. It kicked forwards while I was driving the other day. So what I'm going to do today is make a completely separate system. I'm going to have a brake pedal connected to a mount, so when I step down here, it'll pull the bottom chain, and it should act the same way as how this setup currently is. So I think I'm going to start off by making the arm for the brakes. I'm very lucky today because the exact shape I need is right here. It's already half cut too. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this back a little bit. And I think I'm just going to cut that off fully. I don't need this to be incredibly strong because the front brakes work just fine. I just haven't been able to use them because once the rear brakes lock up, they don't lock up anymore, so I just use those. So I'm just going to sketch out what I need cut here, and I'll be back when that's cut out. I have the piece all cut out, filed the sides of it so I don't injure myself. And I also marked out these 2 holes to fit a master link, most of a master link, and a bolt. So the bolt will go here, that'll be where point of rotation. And the master link, that's just here to connect the chain, well, connect this to the chain. So I'm going to drill those out, and then I think I'll have to move on to making the bracket for this. Both holes are drilled and everything fits nice and tight. The master link is actually a very tight fit. You can see it doesn't even fall down when I tap it. It only moves when I move it. The bolt hole is less of a tight fit, which is good because it has to rotate on it anyways. So that's all done. It even stands up by itself now. Now I have to make a little bracket similar to that one there. Better example is the one for the front brakes. I have to make one of those in order to hold the brake arm for over there. So I'm just going to copy down the length of this tape measure, and then I'll just copy it down to metal and I'll make it. So I'll be back when I have it sketched on. I have the piece sketched out. Now I just have to cut it and bend it over on the vise. Have to remember how to do that again. But that's a challenge for when I get there. Piece has been cut out and sanded as per usual. So now all I have to do is mark where I have to bend it. It's 1 in the middle, and then I think like an inch in. I don't know, I'll figure it out and I'll be back when I do. I got everything marked up, and now it's time to start making the bends. 1 in the middle, and fold these up, I think. So be back when I get that done. I got the piece, the bracket, bent and drilled. Took me quite a while to do it. I forgot how to do most of the bends, so I gave up about 3 times. But I finally managed to get it, and drilling it, I had to crush it, use a little pilot drill that I don't think was the right drill bit for metal. But after that, I got it, and it actually does fit on the bike. And if I pinch it like that, then it locks onto the bar. So that's really good. That was just sticking out my pants. So the next step will be to get this on there temporarily, and then see what else I have to do. I have it on, kind of. It's not really bolted down, so I can still turn it like this. Because I have to... I think what I have to do is drill out this plate a little bit more, like where this arm rotates. I have to drill out the bolt hole a little bit more and slot in something that it can ride on. Because if I tighten this down right now, I won't be able to move that. So, that's one thing. I have to shorten the chain by a little bit because I don't have any skip tooth chain. Or chain for that matter, so whenever I'm going to take that off, drill it out, and do whatever I need to. And then when I put it back on, I'll find out how much chain I need. And once I get that, I'm going to put this spring in one of the links to connect the two. That way, trying to think. If I push down here, it's going to pull the chain that way, which will turn that backwards. So if I connect it here and here, it'll pull the spring apart when I use the brakes. So when I let off, it'll pull them both back together. So that's what's going to happen with that. But first, I do have to figure out how that's going to stay on there. I thought of a much better idea. Instead of drilling out the little peg here, I just put two nuts on the other side and a washer so it stays straight when I turn it. And I also flattened out this here so my foot doesn't slip right off of it. So that's on there. I have the chain lined up, and one of these links I have to pop off in order to finish this completely. All I need is one of them. I just had it aligned, but when I pressed that down, it screwed it up. So that's smart on my part, but I'll be back when I have that chain link popped. Everything's hooked up, and hopefully works. I was testing it and it seems fine. I went ahead and figured out a better solution to stop this from falling back than what I originally had planned. Because when the wheel moves, it still pulls just from the brakes being bad. And it ended up pulling that straight up and wrapped the chain around, and it fell off because my little tensioning system. So I have copper wire holding that in place, and surprisingly it actually works. If I push down on this, it pushes copper wire down, moves everything there. And if I push it down to the bottom there, the brakes do engage. It's hard to do it with my hand, but it's not going to be an issue when my entire leg is pushing down on it. So that's done. And with the clutch, I figured out if I push down here too hard, that end piece there will go right into the flywheel. So I decided that a limiter would be nice. So that's what that is. So I can still go the other way, but as soon as I drop my foot to go in neutral, I can't go anywhere past that, and the clutch is disengaged. So, pretty successful. This does work. The wheel turns. I don't really have... If I had someone else here to turn it, I can kind of turn it with my foot. Yeah, like that's... Yeah, I can't turn it with my foot. Struggling. Yeah. So, brakes work. And this doesn't fix the problem I had before of it skipping forwards. The only thing this does is stop it from affecting the clutch. Because I had issues, I feel like I said this at the start of the video, but I had issues where if I got to a stop sign, I'd have to like manually disengage the clutch or just push the brakes in fully and then give the engine as much throttle as I could to keep it running. So if the brakes lock up now, I still have the front ones, so I don't really care. And I'm pretty happy with this. This worked out a little better than what I thought, and it only took a day. So, hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.